I wanted to talk about an experience or set of experiences I had a while ago. And I'm not offering any explanations, and I'm not looking for any explanations. This is just what I experienced. So, was seeing what looked like shadows, uh, basically human-shaped shadows walking back and forth, and there was anywhere from two to three of them at the foot of my bed. Now, this was happening as I was drifting off, or if I woke up, I would see this. So, you know, could be hallucinations, could be dream state, whatever. It was just like, oh, that's vaguely interesting. My mind, though, was immediately like, what's casting these shadows? What's the light source? Because the light sources in the bedroom very limited. I mean, well, essentially, it's just my alarm clock. We had the blackout shades drawn, so there's no light coming in from outside. And they were crossing, for example, I've got the large mirror above my dresser. They were crossing in front of that. And it looked like they weren't against the wall, and they weren't like a flat black. It was almost like black smoke. But I didn't think anything of it. And again, it was every few days for, a few weeks. Well, then one night I kind of wake up and I see one of whatever these were sort of standing over the bed. And again, I'm kind of groggy. It's like, oh, that's interesting. And again, it looked like a shadow or some black smoke. It did not seem to be against the wall. And again, I'm kind of, where's the light source for this or whatever? Drift back off to sleep, no biggie. A few days later, I'm not asleep at this point. We had literally just gone to bed. Lights are out, TV's off, everything's off. And I was not asleep or even on the edge of sleep at this point. And I see this, and I got the impression, I don't know why, because it was just that it was male. It was quite large, well over 6 feet. It seemed to be wearing a broad hat, but again, this is just impressions because there wasn't much to see there. But I see this thing, and it seems to be looming over the bed. I'm wide ass awake. I thought Marty was still awake. So I said out loud, I said, "Are you seeing this?" And I turn over, and she was faced away. She starts to turn over. As I turn back, this whatever it was, and again, hallucination, you have no idea, okay? Whatever it was seemed to jump out. The window was closed, drapes were down, but it looked like it just leapt out through the window, like a person would if the window were open. By the time Marty turns, it's gone, whatever it was. It's like, what the, but I was not on the edge of a sleep. I was not coming out of a sleep. We'd literally just lain down. It's like, okay, that was very interesting, whatever it was. A few nights later, I wake up and I have been having some heart issues. um, they're uncomfortable but not serious. Well, I wake up and it feels like my heart's tightening up. Something squeezing my heart, which has happened. But I pretty much come awake. I see this figure above me, and it's like the hand is reaching down in my chest and squeezing my heart, whatever this thing was. And again, this is what I'm experiencing. No explanations, no explanations wanted. Don't know if it was real, dream, hallucination, whatever. I'm just telling you what I experienced. Well, my first thought is, if it can touch me, I can touch it. So I just reached up into its chest, whatever it was, apparently what the chest was, and I felt resistance. I felt resistance under my fingers. I also, again, got the impression that this thing, whatever it was immensely surprised that it was getting any sort of contact, any sort of resistance. Hand comes out of my chest, pressure's off. This thing stands up straight, and I can feel it. I can't really feel it, but there's resistance to my fingers closing, and there's like pulling away, and whatever it was faded away. And it's like, oh, nothing there. Okay. Again, at this time, I'm coming out of a sleep. So like, is this a partial dream? What is this? I don't know. But I haven't seen any of whatever these was. I have not experienced any of whatever these were since.